Hello, my social anti-socials. My name is Ginsu. Welcome to my personal public diary. It's been 2 months since I did my diary entry, and I've got updates and also to log in how I'm feeling, which is not so great. But I'm hoping to navigate how I'm feeling right now via this diary entry. So I'm happy to say that one of the things that I had a goal about this year, which was improve myself, upskill myself, has happened. So I got a job in my academic career field, and I work at a firm, which has been pretty really cool. I'm improving myself, and actually I'm impressed that I'm actually up there. I'm on par, for a beginner. I think I'm doing really really great. I actually really do be receiving great feedback from the person that I work for, because I'm shadowing him, I'm learning from him. I have my own personal goals regarding the establishment of our relationship. So yeah, my legal career is starting to kick off and come together as I had been researching, because I put in so much work. First of all, I feel like there should be an NB for all those students, is that this career doesn't require you emotionally immature at all. At all. I think I really, once I got into things and doing a lot of research that I did now, and having to realize a lot of factors about this industry, is there's no 80/20s that's handling any of that is going on. It gave me a broader perspective of exactly what's going on in the industry, and also explained a lot of the kind of lawyers that I interacted with. And I would be like, are you not aware of who you are and the environment you're in, like what's going on? But neither here or there. So that happened, and in the beginning I did talk about how I really wanted to take up like short courses. Yeah, that didn't happen. I canceled it out. That was because I realized the short courses I wanted to do were not necessarily speaking to the industry I'm going into. It would have been great to still acquire them. Anyway, they're very useful, but they weren't speaking necessarily precisely to that industry. So yeah, no, I let it go, but instead I got a job, which I'm practicing practically, applying things practically, upskilling myself, which has been really great. I think this is the second month there, and it's cool. Yeah. So in terms of my actual career, everything are going fine, and I'm glad. Thank God I've put in the work to really invest in my networking. I've made connections with counsel and attorneys that specialize in the industry I really want to go into. And it took me a while to figure that out too. It took practical work for me to figure out where I want to be. Okay, I want to specialize in. The general advice we would get from people is that you need to be a general practitioner first, and then you can kind of figure out where you fit in. Which I think that applies to people who've never had like practical work experience before. But I have work experience. Like I started working since I was 19. Although some people that's not considered work. Like I was in music journalism, then from music journalism to a publicist, and just a lot of things from publicist, artist management, and all that. I kind of gained some experience in the music industry that gave me the overall. Actually, that's where I want to be, because to be honest, I used to like really look at myself like I don't know what I'm good at. I still don't know. Like some days I get very very dark thoughts. Like I feel like an imposter, because I feel like maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I'm not doing enough. You know, but yeah, so that's how I kind of figured out. And at the time, it was a bit difficult for me to figure out exactly where do I fit, because we had such a narrow perception of what a lawyer is. I've always wanted to be a lawyer, and I've always had like different aspirations. I mean, inspirations to go the legal field since I was a kid. I'd come back from school and watch your Judge Mayfies and Judge Judy's, and who's the other lady, the famous lady who had a reality TV and as a judge. I would watch those type of shows. So the inspiration around the legal career has always been there. But as I got older, I got exposed to different things, and also in my early education, we get exposed to computers, coding, and all that, and then especially gaming, coding, gaming, and then I moved into high school, and I was met with that again, which is it was IT at the time, programming, and I really loved it, but I was not. My personality was not really for it, you know. I did aptitude test. I had like three career choices. It was biochemistry, IT, and then law being the first choice, and then IT the second, biochemistry the third. And the other two you kind of needed math, which is so funny because I love those subjects. I'm very great at chemistry. I suck at mechanics, which in high school those two subjects are joined. And then with IT, there's a prerequisite for math, and I'm very bad with mathematics. Always been accounting. Again, a requirement for a lawyer is you got to do accounting. I was very bad at accounting. I was surprisingly exceptional with economics, like A student. But I've had like a very up and down journey with my subjects in high school and choosing my careers, whatever. But yeah, the path to my career, my legal career, hasn't been a straight one. I've always known I want to be a lawyer, but I didn't know what kind. Especially having to be exposed to that one rigid idea of what a lawyer is. It's only when I got to law school and I'm like, okay, I'm in university, I'm undergrad, I'm studying, but I'm not quite sure this is where I fit in because I still remember the last time I talked to my lecturer, we made a bet about my grades, and all that was calling me was music. And I left. And the funny thing is, whatever issues I would meet and in the music industry, I would always find a way to kind of solve through my lecturers at school. And I'm like, oh, this is how I could never connect to music and law at the time. Like it wasn't a thing where, and it's still a very new concept where we have entertainment lawyers and all these things. At most, we had intellectual property lawyers, but even that was still so far removed. It wasn't a common practice. The lawyers you'd encounter in the music industry were usually intellectual property lawyers, very corporate people. Most of them didn't know quite much. Like it was still a new thing. It's still a new thing. But at the time, I was just so lost, man, and it caused me to dip and depressed and feel depressed. I'm like, how can I marry these two? Because I know like everything I am says music, but there's this career and I'm not seeing where I fit. I spend so much time praying, like, God, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what direction I should go. I just don't know. But yeah, I'm at this point where I've sort of figured it out. I now know like my specialty because then as the years went, the law field evolved and introduced new subjects, new specializations. Certificates can be done under postgrad certificates. There's specializations as well. Like so much has evolved over the years. I'm very, very grateful that I delayed my legal career. And also I got to really grow up because even my own temperament, no be for a law career. Those people are strict, blah, blah. But yeah, I think I really did mention this in my old diary entry where I talk about emotional and spiritual growth. So I've really grown much in that essence. So I put in the 9 yards with my networking, seeking out a way to improve, aligning with people that specialize in the fields I want to specialize in. And yeah, and sometimes it can get very daunting because you watch people do life and grow up and do grown up things and you wish you could do that for yourself, but kind of yeah, this career. Don't choose it if you're underprivileged. Well, I'm not underprivileged, but it's just it'll be nice to be financially independent and liberated. Yeah, it's a very expensive career, and I'm just like every day I'm just like, hey, everything mine is expensive. The music career is expensive, the law career is expensive. Everything mine has just always I don't understand like why did I have to be the one gifted and aligning with expensive things. But yeah. So that's the update, but then I'm very grateful to God, like yeah, still pushing, still trying to graduate, but definitely I got to shift focus into getting a practical experience and also strategize because this is a career where you need to strategize. You need strategy. That's something I don't tell you. If you're a lawyer, it's nothing separate to an entrepreneur. You need strategy. You need to know what you're going to do. Otherwise, you're going to find yourself an admitted attorney or admitted counsel and you're broke and you still got there are some fees expected of you to pay. So yeah, 22-year-old me, because by record I should have graduated by 22. 22-year-old me should, I doubt I would have known how to navigate any of this. Like I know this is like grown-up talk, okay, and so much to consider. Like there's a lot to consider. Hey, there are other kids that do mature and grow up real quick, I think, but this career takes time because even statistically I do see that what the legal counsel publishes, like a lot of people enter the legal field in their 30s. That should tell you a lot. And it's a very competitive career. One counsel that I've built a network with when I was in the chambers, he told me, he's like, yeah, it was a very competitive field because a lot of these people that come here, they are experts. They have work experience. They da 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 da. And it's the truth. A lot of counsel I've followed through, I see that they've had their work experience earlier. And that's one of the things the attorney I work for has said to me. Is like, you're a brilliant writer, which will tag to me. I'm an exceptional writer. You know, I'm still practicing drafting and all these things. And he has a lot of confidence in me, which is something apparently new graduates don't have. So you see, like it looks like sometimes life looks like it's just, you know, you don't know what you're going, but all along God knows what he's doing, like bringing things together. It's just that I wish God could kind of whisper to us and remind us like, I still got you. because you'll be drained, you'll be tired, you'll be beat down and all, which is what I'm currently feeling right now. I'll get into it. But like, there's some really cool things I'm experiencing right now, and it's fun. Right now, I'm having so much fun in the legal career, in the legal field, bliss. And I'm just excited about my growth and experience and seeing what that industry has got to offer me. In terms of the music, I'm in love with music. I'll forever be in love with music. It's just that when it comes to my company, things are not going how I need them to be, how I anticipate it to be. Like, I really was looking forward to expanding and growing in partnerships that will help me like scale up. It looks like the entire industry is crashing. Everybody getting retrenched. And listen, it's not something unique to the music industry alone. Like, literally all industries are. It's just that with the music industry, I think because the big three are really re-strategizing and remodeling themselves, and so everybody else has to adapt to that. It's been hard. Like, so what really got me in the dumps is today I was looking at the chart because I have some work to do for some clients, and it's been hard to pierce through. And this hasn't happened now. It's a theme that has been recurring since I think 2021 or 2022. It's been so hard to get through to traditional media. I have no idea why. Like, something happened in the air, okay? And so I was just studying the charts and I realized, damn, all of them are just monopolized by the big three. The indies are just struggling, and I just felt in the dumps like, man, this is so hard. And I just really concluded that I wouldn't be taking on new projects for other people because, yeah, as much as I do my best to manage expectations for clients, it's not a good feeling for me to, it makes me feel inadequate, like I'm underperforming, so it's a very tough time for music right now. um Actually, any industry, if we're being honest, like, something happened with that lockdown situation and the whole pandemic situation. Just, yo, the economy, just, we don't know what we're doing. It's really messed up because I'm still trying to navigate adulting. Um, those of you who are here, you know that I created this channel as a diary to diarize my thoughts and everything. Some of them I've gotten rid of a lot of diary entries because I just felt like, oh my gosh, I'm giving too much of myself and it petrifies me. And some of them I felt like I was compromising people in my life since I'm now going to be coming out as some sort of a public figure. And I don't want to compromise people in my life. Like, because one thing I've learned about the internet is not a friendly space. I want to protect my friends and family. So no, that's why I got rid of them a lot. And also, I didn't want a crazy narrative to be misconstrued narrative to be carried off. If you still want to learn about the topics I talk about in the old diary entries, you're more than welcome. They're there on my Patreon, and story time parts, very easy to ingest, to take in on my Patreon, my Facebook subscription, on my TikTok series. You can buy, purchase, and watch them. Otherwise, nah, not in the public. It's nothing hectic. It's just that those are very sensitive topics that I talk about they affect everyone, to be honest. I just arranged them in a project called Semi, where I touch on mental health and all the different parts that affect us that I went through. I'm just narrating my own experience. Yeah, like, so I've really been documenting like my thoughts and feelings for a very long time. I think this was since 2020, I think. Yeah, when I first created this channel. So I would create diary entries, put them out there, recheck them. Like, so I've documented a lot of things, from my mental health to looking for a job, to quitting looking for a job, to losing weight, to finding a healthy balance, my relationship with social media, my romantic relationships, my old friendships, just a lot of things, just trying to figure out. All I've been doing on this channel is just me trying to figure out my life. And in this diary entry too, I'm just really narrating to you what I've been up to try and navigate life. I don't know what I'm doing, and it sucks as hell because other people look like they figured it out, and sometimes I just wonder, like, why are things taking so long? And I worry. I tend to worry a lot. Like, I feel like I'm not going to be taking off. I would love to be self-reliant. I'd like for things to be moving. I'd like my life to be lifing, but I'm not there, and it's sometimes, or most times, it's very heartbreaking. This life just feels like it's a balance of a lot of chaos at the same time. And I don't know what to do. So my peers got kids and they married, they got husbands and kids, and they are adulting. I'm like, in the chaos. Thank God I didn't do any of that, because I don't know how I would do it. Like, I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, I just was feeling whack today after saying it. I just got a call from my mom checking on me, stuff like that. And yeah, I was just telling her like I feel whack because I just studied these chats and like I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why I chose these careers. I like I don't know because most of the time we are broke. Opportunities look close to none. I'm getting older. I'd like to be self-sufficient. I don't know what I'm doing. Like it's so depressing sometimes. Like yeah, so I'm not gonna be taking any more clients because I don't want to ruin my own reputation. Yeah, no. You know, as much as I manage the expectations, no, I don't want to ruin the my reputation as well. So I'm gonna put that on a pause. And all the partnerships I tried, man, they be falling through because everybody's trying to figure themselves out. They don't have budget. Everybody's scraping through to try to figure out how to make money out of this thing, how to make money out of the thing because everybody broke. You know, and the big three, yeah, they're monopolizing everything, and it's terrifying as an independent scene. Like, what the hell are we doing? Like, bro, not even the biggest African record label is popping right now. I checked on them, like, because I sent out some communication earlier today for between my clients and the press from one of my clients, and I saw like because I used to work with them and for them, so I didn't check out my email, so I kind of remembered. So I, the head of the label, check out my emails or whatever. So I went over to check on the label, and it's bad for everyone. It's oh my god, oh it's crazy. So yeah, man, it's a very crazy. At the same time, I kind of feel like this is a good thing because maybe there's a reset happening. First of all, from my realization years ago when I was like, I still remember like some of the questions the label heads would ask me in the job interviews I go to because I actually wanted to enter one of the big threes and I had so many job interviews with them. I think the last the last job interview I had with them was to be their label catalog manager. But the highest position interview I had with them was to run as a label head for the African diaspora. And I still remember the last question they asked me was like, what do I think is the recent sound, whatever. And I try to explain to them like I can feel like it's a paradigm shift. Listen, I'm an advocate for hip hop music, so I was an advocate for hip hop, the hip hop culture and everything. Like that's all I know. That's what grew me, and even the mentality. All I see from business, whatever, spirituality, mental health. It's hip hop. Hip hop schooled me, groomed me, did that to me. So I could never, any day, think otherwise. But yeah, I was explaining to them like there's a culture shift. And at that time, it really there was really, or the still, the culture shift is happening, has been happening, and it's really cool to see like the new acts come in, and they're very cool artists. Like I'm so proud of SA hip hop, like crazy. Like to see the new artists come in, they are amazing. Okay, but they are very much, a lot of them are very much in the independent scene, and they move different, and they seem to very much shy away from traditional media. Um, so I was explaining that to them, not me having the bigger picture that actually this is like a global shift everywhere. Like it's not just with the music alone, it's literally even the culture of escape that's transitioning. Labels and DSPs and they moved so different. And it's just been quite interesting to just observe. I'm just like, wow, crazy. Um, it's an overwhelming kind of change. Hopefully it's a reset for us to kind of, because it feels like we've peaked so much that everything needs to crumble down and reset again, because again that is the cycle of life. So it'll be interesting to see. I'm just burdened and sad at the same time, like whatever's going on is like staying in my way of transitioning and growing, because I cannot, I don't know, but I can feel it in my spirit, my heart, and I've been feeling this for so long that I've outgrown the position I'm in. I've outgrown the industry I'm in. Like, I just want to grow. Like, it's time to grow. And when the environment is not allowing me to grow, it gets so frustrating. I don't know how many partnerships I've been attempting. Some, oh, our business model is not compatible. Some, they ain't got no budget. Just so much going on. So yeah, tough. But I'm gonna keep on trying because you never know what will catch. And then I really put that to God because it's time to grow or abandon things altogether. I have no idea. Like I said, I never, I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm just trying. It just gets so frustrating because within that trying, I wish I had the leisure of just trying because I got a life, I got a bill, got bills, I got bills, I got to pay, and so much. So it's, my own legal career is fucking expensive. And I'd like to do things by myself and not necessarily have my parents pull through for me all the time. I'd like to have things that are my own. I do have them, but I need more of my own things. Um, just and also outside of me, I just always have had this vision for my company and my legal career and how these two things could merge together and how beautiful of an agency and a legal fraternity I'll be creating for the entertainment space. If God could just bless me to make it happen. I've done so much. Like I felt, at the core of things, I really feel like God was working on me, so I'm ready for what's to come. But then now I feel like I'm ready, but it's just not materializing because the environment is not working with me and not working with everybody for that fact. It's not just about me, but literally, like, I feel like, what are we doing? Where are we going? And also, I just don't want to be a cause for concern for the people I love and people that love me too. Like, you know, gotta get money. It's your lifeline, unfortunately, in this capitalistic world. Can't sit too much on the, oh, if we could, utopia, dream of that. But sadly, the reality is different. Um, yeah, it's been trash. But in that trashiness, there's that good that happened. In terms of my project, yeah, my first of all, my producers, everybody's going through something. My producers just been falling in depression like nobody's business. The first one, yeah, he's going through his own from depression to his spiritual stuff going on, awakenings, and he doesn't need to be disturbed with that. I just let it go. He needs to do life in adult. He's got a whole lot going on. So I couldn't get anything out of him anymore. He was excited about the project, then he just ghosted me. And then after sometimes we've been talking, I realized and he updates me about his life. Like this man has just been adulting and going through a lot. He's just God is taking him through his own journey in his life. And I got a new producer, I got new agreements. I just need my producer to be confident in that sound design I'm trying to come up with. And we'll see how it goes. Right now I'm in the album mode. I think I did put up on my saying I'm in album mode now. So right now I'm in album mode and I'm feeling confident in her. I do trust her. It's her. She's a very well-known producer, been there, here, and we have a very special agreement on how we work. So I'm hoping to receive work from her so we can start writing. I can start writing and recording. And I think I've explained the concept of my project. If not, please revisit. If you don't get it, please revisit my diary entry where I talk about so what do I talk about? Scheduling my photo shoot and it being delayed and me having an acne breakout like now that I am again. Yeah, that yes, you'll see, yes. The thumbnail is technically my face showing y'all my acne. That's the one where I talk about the concept of my project. So I'm very excited about it. I'm going to be from this diary entry moving forward. I'm going to be hibernating. I deleted my social media apps. Listen, I have a very love-hate relationship with social media. When I was going through my breakup, social media was like a great distraction and also yeah, a great distraction in diverting my attention and also at the same time a very negative distraction again because I would divert my attention to the very same people that were causing me pain in my life. So in terms of the healthy ways that I did find some sort of community and having to go through that breakup that I went through it with people, so I didn't feel alone. I'll go through my life and keep myself company and talk to people. And I'll talk about my breakup and how I'm feeling, what happened. And people have different opinions. And just, yeah. And also, I used to drop my story times that are now on Patreon and series and Facebook subscription on there. So a lot of people really resonated with topics I covered. Like, I usually use my breakups and my grievings to reflect a lot about myself, what I'm feeling, life in general, what I learned, my observation of others, and things like that. So those are things I was covering. But I feel like that breakup was a lot easier. Not that it was easy, but it was a lot easier to go through because I wasn't alone this time. The one before that one was terrible. I was alone. I didn't have any distraction, wasn't using social media, I just had this diary, the channel. And y'all don't talk to me back until you talk to the comments. You talk to me in the comments, and at the time I hadn't really created my social media pages. They kind of happened afterwards, so I was kind of like very in the dark about the outside world. So yeah, I found my grounding in that. I really went through that breakup a lot easier, but it was also negative because now there was an easier point of contact for me, and breakups can be very petty, so we'd have this back and forth with this person And in that back and forth, that would get me hooked on, like I talked about before, like hooked on watching him and obsessing over him. And it's not a healthy thing. It's a natural thing to happen, but it's not a healthy thing. It takes time to wean off people. And they will do things to just hurt you and trigger you and like play in your face. you know, whereas when I didn't have social media, yeah, then none of that was happening except the texts back and forth, yeah. So I just really have a very love-hate relationship with social media. I deleted my social apps right now just to wean off because it started feeling daunting again. Like all the things I talked about in my 2 diary entries where I talk about why I quit social media is the same reasons I deleted the apps again. I don't know, like social media is just, I feel like if you don't have something to sell, a message to push, you should not be on it. Like, nah, like it's tedious. All the things I talked about, they are still happening anyway. And, it's overwhelming. Oh, everyone is perfect looking, and the perfect looking is usually like this surgery, this theme of surgery that's being pushed in our face, and it's too much, man. It's the teeth that look like horse teeth, like, your veneer, it's your faces and filters that I talked about, like causing dysmorphia. It's like everybody looking rich, even though like most of the population in SA, if not globally, they're not living like that. We are all trying. If most of the youth, like what was it, 40% of the youth is unemployed or something like that. Like we ain't got money like that. When you see on social media, everybody driving expensive cars, living this lavish life, and when you get the background stories of how these things are, it's just, you know what? It's depressing to see. And then there's this era of those who don't understand South African language, our urban language or slang, groove culture, meaning partying life. There's this groove culture in the air, and it's just, I'm not living that life yet, but it's just draining to even see it too. I don't know when and how we got to the point where we think it's cute to be posting yourself drinking alcohol, holding up bottles and cups or whatever, like posting alcohol like it's a fashion statement. And the smoking, this hookah thing, this shisha thing has really gotten a hold of us. And I'm like, are you fish? Do you have gills, honey? Why are you smoking that shit like you got gills? You're putting in your like I sound old right now, but it's a lot of bullshit that's just it's the rot. It's too much. So I got overwhelmed. And the last thing why I just deleted my social media is the overwhelming heterosexual and now homosexual relationship drama. Fuck's sakes. I know society has gone to the shits. It really has. It has degraded. People are terrible people. That's one of the recent things I had to train myself that people are horrible. But the amount of content, amount of yeah, content you will come across just ingesting homosexual and heterosexual relationship advice, it's tedious. And the trauma of it, it's tedious. Listen, when I did my story times, I really was taking these diary entries on here and chopping them into parts for like all the things I learned, how I felt, the experience, not necessarily going into the drama in detail of what happened and who said what. Like, no, messy. And now there are couples going to podcasts. Like, please make me believe in love. Please, like, it might be dead because you're human beings and we remove ourselves from what God intended for us. Like, damn, it's too much. Everybody's a psychologist or a therapist or a life coach on social media, and they're all hosting seminars. They're all selling self-help books. They're uncredited people, but they're all selling self-help books. And then everybody seems to be knowledgeable about what a narcissist is. And it's so tedious because it really promotes the stigma on mental health, because narcissism is a real mental disorder. So when I say this, it means that there are qualified doctors that have studied on this disorder, that are qualified to diagnose a person. For some reason, pop psychology is rampant. Everybody's calling everybody a narcissist. And then there's the stigma getting thrown in there. Whenever somebody's maybe moody or you experience the two sides of a person, they're so quick to diagnose somebody to be bipolar. And you know what? This is not just limited to social media, but even media, like movies. I've recently watched a very offensive movie. This character was bipolar to be violent and was trying to kill someone. And I'm like, no, did you talk to somebody who suffers from, who is diagnosed with this disorder to find out their lives, you talk to people around them to find out, like, oh no. So like it's so rampant on social media. Everybody's diagnosing everybody to be narcissistic. And the fact is, every single human being has a percentage of narcissism. There's an amount of narcissism that is healthy because it's considering of self, right? And it's a survival thing, but it's only once it exceeds a certain spectrum that is harmful not only to you but to the next person as well, that it is then diagnosed. And only doctors can do that, okay? Not anybody calling themselves a life coach or therapist on social media. Or you having dated somebody who was horrible and you feel like you're qualified to diagnose them. You dated a terrible person. You did not date somebody you feel qualified to diagnose them. You're not a psychologist. So it's so rampant, guys, and it's so draining, especially for me, somebody who is affected by mental issues, mental disorder, mental illness. These are things that are very close to home. So it's very draining to consume all of that. And then the relationship advices, like, fuck's sakes, bro. The self-help books, I feel like it's misogyny that like found its way to, like, it's packaged cutely and sold back to us. Like, all the relationship advices are always packaged to women and pushed to women. And they're not just pushed to women alone. They are connected to a product being sold. Oh, buy this book to figure out relationships. Go to the seminar. You're buying tickets. Please, what is the other party doing? Are they going to therapy? Huh? Are they investing in their spiritual health? Like, so much bullshit that has to do with um relationships is pushed towards women, like, and there's this narrative that's told to women, like, they have to fix themselves to in order to attract. That's another message I really hate so much, like, oh, you gotta work on yourself and heal, and then you, like, this message to heal is usually told in the narrative that once you do all that you will attract a good person. That's bullshit. The world is filled with terrible people. No amount of fixing yourself is going to suddenly make these people disappear. No, you will constantly experience them. However, due to your self-work and advancing, that it works on your tolerance and your boundaries on that, so that you don't entertain that for too long. Okay, you're at a point where you're like, yeah, no, you're not going to abuse me like that, whereas somebody who's still very much injured, they hold on to that abuse and whatever. It's not that, oh, you're going through the most horrific experiences and experiencing horrific people because you are injured, you're not healed, you could be the most healed person ever, and let me tell you, it's guaranteed you're still going to experience horrific people, because the world is filled with horrible people. So no amount of self-work is going to make an exception to horrible people. Like, so it's these things that are just pushed, and I hate it so badly. It's rarely where you find balanced conversations. It's gender wars. Oh man, these women that, I'm tired. I'm tired. I tried. It's draining. I don't want to consume anything anymore. I have a lot more fun on YouTube. I watch video essays, or I'm watching my Asian dramas or my anime, because when I go on social media, I just get tired. And mind you, people are very easily influenced by social media right now. Like, I did make an example to you guys that the last relationship I was with, it was my first time experiencing something like that, where somebody is so highly influenced by social media. Like, they're so excited, and when he found out that I do YouTube, like, he would introduce some concepts, like painting a narrative, like, what if one day it can feature my YouTube channel, social media stuff. Like, it's great if you like social media, because I would suggest to him, like, since you like social media so much, why don't you just be my social media manager or content manager or something, because you seem to like that to gain experience. But in overall, there are some people who their whole personality, their norms, their values, their patterns, how they move, their belief systems is informed by social media. That's petrifying. Like, how do you know who you are? Like, you have your own real life experiences outside social media, but nowadays it's very rare to experience a person. It's like people adopt people's experiences and then make them their own, and then they move forward in life having adopted other people's narratives and experiences, and that forms part of them. Like, that makes them. And I don't like that. It was terrifying to experience someone like that. Like, so who are you? Who are you outside of these beliefs that are foreign, that are not even your life experiences? Like, no. So yeah, it's I'm just glad that my friends are realists. I get to experience prim and proper brain people, but it is my experiences that are external experiences that you just experience weird beliefs, and I can't. It's even worse in dating. Ooh, I'm sure the men will say the same thing. I even with men too. For me, like guys, so I found out I deleted my apps. I will see social media when I drop my project. Okay, I'm going in hiding, hibernating. I will be recording my music. I did say to you guys like it's called Semi, right, named after my series that I created with my story times from my old diary entries, as well as the poetry book that I wrote on Wattpad. If you want to see it, click the link in the description, and then yeah, you'll find it in my beacon link. And from there I want to make it into a music project, and it's gonna be cool. It's pretty much gonna be a very themed project. It's inspired by mental health, so let's see what I create out of it. All these things are my fun projects, like my passion, and I want to use that project to usher in Ginsu, the DJ. And the DJing is really my creative space to participate in the culture I really love, which is hip hop. I want to play the music of these new kids that I talk about that I really like, and they're so cool. I feel like they're phenomenal. They're a new breed, new age culture, and I'd love to bridge the gap between their culture and the traditional scene, because at the end of the day, we need the traditional scene to be commercial, which is the missing link. And that's the shit that is very much monopolized by this big three. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but yeah, it's just really it's my realm of play, my realm of fun. And again, it this whole thing is just really inspired by my need to, what can I say, my inner child, because all these things I'm doing are just inspired from me retracking back to embracing who I originally was before the adulting came into play, before the serious things came to play, and just revisiting the past. Semi's part of that, healing mentally, revisiting the past, having to go through your quarter life crisis, etc. Yeah, I paid my photographer. He's still yet to tell me the date for our book date for our shoot. And it was supposed to be last week, but I calmed down because I was like, I'm having breakouts. And now I don't know, because they keep on, I promise you, the last video you saw, you guys, I was clear. Now I'm just, I don't know. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know, honey. I changed my diet again to try and help my body. I think it's the hormonal imbalances again, because women's bodies are bad crap crazy. Yeah. These are the jumbled thoughts and experiences I'll be having. If I could just hold my musical project and it's solid and I can offer it to you, I'm excited to do that. If I could just hold my DJing gear and putting together the mixtapes and launching them how I have it in my vision, it'll be great. The moment I get my photo shoot done and I do the rollouts, to the moment I get into studio, because to be honest, I haven't even done some of these things since I was a teen or my early 20s. Like, I think the last time I recorded myself was in my late teens. You know, the last time I made a beat was my early 20s. You know, a lot of things I really let them go, like, because other areas of my life are just so demanding for me to show up. And I'm just going back to that now. Like, I want that because, you know, in the midst of everything just required of you, I feel like we need to create a space for ourselves to play. And I want that. I feel like Ginsu is my realm of play, because if I don't create Ginsu and be a creative that I know I am, like, bro, I could never. I don't know how to make sense of life outside of music. And now I'm an adult. I have to be going doing legal work. Soon I'll be having to go to chambers and appearing in court and whatnot. So it's adult shit that, and it's very boring. And then I've done the whole music entertainment publicist thing, and I'm at the stage I'm bored. I'm bored. Yes, that's the word to describe what I'm feeling towards my formal career in entertainment. Is that I'm bored. And I'm bored because I figured out the whole thing. Once you know something too much, it gets, you know, I've done this since I was 19. So it's very boring, from music journalism to entertainment publicist, artist manager. And I'm bored. I'm bored. I've had enough. It doesn't matter the transitions that are happening. I really understand them. You know, I do. And it's gotten boring. That's why I'm saying I'm having so much fun with law, because it's a new challenge. It's a new goal figure, and I'm so entertained by it. And I think even in my chosen fields, they're not so far removed from entertainment. Again, it's just a different scape, the legal escape of things. Yeah, I'm very, very bored. So I'd really like to get my company off my hands. Just hire people and they do the job, because I don't want to do it anymore. I'm bored. And I don't feel adequate anymore for the job. Like, I feel like I'm washed out. I'm washed out because I don't even have enthusiasm for it anymore. But I'm very passionate about passing off information that I've, an experience I've gained throughout the years, which is something I'm doing in the podcast for the company. But I still believe in God for that expansion. Like, it would be really great. I just need HR on board to just move it away from me, out of my hands, and I just focus. And so Jinsu is my expressive place. I just want to play. I just want to create. I just want to express myself. And in that process, I hope to heal somebody else, because music is a very healing frequency. I hope in with my diary entries and in the imperfection of I don't know what I'm doing, I hope somebody else gets to figure what to do. Yeah, life sucks. And mine sucks big time. I don't know, but I look at my life, man, and I'm still so grateful for a lot of things. I'm very grateful for my mom, my support structure. I'm grateful for my friends. Um, and yeah, it's technically like, let's see what life brings for me. But it sucks, bro. I'm navigating my mental health to trying to adult to I need to be able to pay most bills myself. I'm just grateful because right now I don't have the heavy weight of bills on me. Like the house I'm in is my family house. You know, it's a beautiful house. It's a secure house with lovely neighbors. Um, I make my own money, but my family still pulls through for money too. So I'm comfortable. I'm not in an out space. It's just I want my family to look at me and be proud of me. I want to be proud of me too. And I really I don't want to be a burden on my family. I don't want to be a burden on my family. I'm afforded these privileges that many people don't. And I'm very grateful for that. But I still want to be my own person, stand on my own feet. So it can get very depressing when you're like, my mates go past me. My mates go past me. And yeah, that's another thing. Social media brings about a lot of comparisons, which with my peers, not really. I don't really compare myself much. Like I said, with my legal career, I'm glad I was delayed because I'm making very informed decisions because I see where they've gone wrong. In my language, they say, "Homo hadina moto happy." At that time, it would sting like, oh my gosh, they've graduated. Now they're becoming admitted attorneys. And you look where they winded up. And it's like, because I was searching around for the people I do know because it's very important to network, well, for any industry, but lawyers. And I was like, why are these people not where than me? Or just a lot of things. And it's a tough industry. And that, especially mixed with being black, being a woman, complicated. The system on its own is racist. And then be a woman. I still remember this. Literally, that's the first thing counsel that I network with said to me. It's like, yeah, two things the system does not favor. And these are men. Most of my mentors are men. Most, all of them, they are men. It's just one attorney that's a woman at a firm that really, so she's at a big 5 firms. I really want to be it. But yeah, yeah, he said that it's like, two things the system doesn't want. And boy, he didn't like kid. So can you imagine a 20-something-year-old navigating that? Bruh, I feel like in my late 20s now, I'm a lot mature and a bit, because I know early 20s, me was so radical. Fight for justice, you want the older, you have this idealistic utopian mentality because you're a good person, bruh. You haven't really been exposed to the rough sides of life. And but me being in business, me having worked office cultures, pursuing all these type of things in business and pitchings and I've experienced it all from racism, so when he said all these things, it was kind of not a shocker. The early 20s me would have been like, I want justice, instead of trying to blackballing myself more and navigating radically because I was a very radical person. I still was, even in music, I was a blabbermouth. I rubbed people the wrong way, but I still meant what I said because all the things that my early 20s me said turned out to be pretty true. I was I was a smarty pants that didn't know boundaries. I was a smarty pants that didn't know boundaries and then rubbed off people the wrong way. Now and you know what? Even in that, I did a lot of things to try and train myself to learn to shush. And what part of that was to get an office job, which I did, and I worked at a label. And that experience my mission was learn to shut up and listen to people. And I did that tough job because I was accustomed to being very vocal, especially when you work for yourself, you're your own boss, you do whatever. And I had to be in an office with people and learn how to tread carefully or just, like navigating office politics for any industry is very tricky. But it taught me a lot. And slowly, gradually, even the whole facing out social media thing, I started learning like, they don't need to hear my thoughts. I don't need to be opinionated about it, or rather express my every opinion on anything I come across, because you put something in front of me, I have an opinion about it. I'm very opinionated, but there should be limitations to that, or things like that. Yeah, I've been learning a lot, growing a lot as a person. Um, just yeah, but yo, it's a lot, because I have to navigate growing up, responsibility, my mental health, relationships that are terrible. I dating, I signed out. Like I said, I'm missing out on nothing. I don't care. I don't care. The quality of men is not impressive, and I'm not sorry about saying that. But anyway, guys, I think I've yapped enough. See you when I release my project. So if you want to talk to me, yeah, drop the comments. Comment below whatever you want to comment. I'll answer you. But on my social media, I'm not there until further notice. You'll just see when I do the rollouts, from my studio times to my photo shoots to my, then that's when I'll be back on. But till then, hey, social media is exhausting, guys. I don't know how you do it. But regardless, I really do want to harness a community that's more real and realistic. Like I would love that. Like, let's just, first of all, we're all adulting, we're all doing life. Go to school if you're going to school, hit your books, bro. That's your grind. Work if you've got to work. Doesn't matter what kind of work. Are you going to retail, doctor, lawyer, whatever? It's your grind. You're doing an honest living. If you're music, let the music I write or put out, or even the people I push, let them, give you a really cool frequency. That's your let off. What I write, poetry, let that be your relation. What I say in my diary entries, let that be your relation and connectivity. But overall, these things shouldn't be deterring you from doing life, because we're all trying to figure it out. Like, I don't have it figured out, okay? And I don't, most of the times I'm just praying to God all the time, like, God, what should I do? I don't know. I don't know. Other people look like they figured out, they're married, they got kids. I don't have any of those. I'm not looking for any of those. Although at some point I really believe, like, oh God, I'm ready for my husband. Because honestly, I don't want love. I don't want to be loved. I want to love too. Until I realize that I don't want to love a human being. I don't want to be loved by a human being, because that kind of love in this era. No. I'll stick to God only. But I still have my other support structures to balance my life. The men's love. There's just too much morality and things I don't understand going on. I don't know. But in overall, I think I've talked too much in this directory. That's where I've been. That's where I'll be. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.